Hello, I am here with Monique Zinn, owner, CEO of Zinn Insurance Agency. Hi, Monique. It's so nice to have you here.
Hi, Julie. How are you? Nice to see you again.
I'm doing great. Monique, you recently graduated from the Resilient Transformation Academy and had some pretty amazing results in this academy. And so, first of all, I would like to say congratulations on your graduation.
Thank
And
you.
yes, and we'd just love to hear a little bit about your journey of why you started, what were the challenges that you were facing before enrolling into the Resilient Transformation Academy, and if you could just share with maybe those that are listening, what were you feeling, what were you experiencing before you and I started working together?
Uh, I think as a owner, CEO, founder, your title of wherever you insert business, professionally, from a family standpoint, we all wear a lot of hats, and juggling those hats can be difficult. And I was trying to create a work-life balance, and I was not being effective in any area. I was getting things accomplished, but I was rushing through things, not being fully detail oriented, trying to I have always been told that I work very quickly, and I was, nobody works at my pace, yet I was missing details, and it was becoming a point where I have always been going, 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 and I was extremely experiencing burnout. Small things were triggering me, from, a tone of a voice to a reaction on a customer or a team member or a family member. And I just felt that I didn't have a good harness, and I didn't have a better control or tools to help me correct things that I needed to correct, internally and externally.
How did that affect your health? Like, did it affect you not being able to sleep at night? Or how
Oh,
did it?
Julie, it would not, it affected my sleep. I'm a person that wakes up early, and I was waking up earlier. I was waking up multiple times during the night because I could not quiet my mind. I was starting to, the TV, the noisemakers, the dark lights, I was starting to, like, I can't, the melatonin wasn't working. My physician was like, let's start giving you sleeping pills so that you can sleep. And I started to take them because I needed to have sleep, because I have extremely long days. And I didn't like that. I didn't want to be, I'm like, oh my gosh, I got nervous about being hooked on sleeping pills because I couldn't sleep. And then exercising wasn't enough. I try to take good care of how I eat and my exercise, because that helps to alleviate stress. Things were not working, and I felt extreme burnout. I wasn't able to go throughout the day. I felt I wasn't able to sustain my energy, and I just wasn't being effective. And I'm like, something has to change. And I choose not to get medications. There has to be something out here more that I can work on for myself, as well as who I interact with, from my team to my family to customers that we serve.
Wow, so you were facing a lot of burnout. It was affecting the way you were sleeping. That was affecting your energy levels. Was it affecting your focusing and not being able to
Oh,
make
yes.
decisions?
Focus, not being able to make good decisions. I'm a person that makes decisions relatively quickly because of the nature of my business. But I wasn't making them effective. I didn't think long enough to make sure that that decision was the right one. My mind was racing. I don't think I was being able to fully be present with others, because I was like, okay, decision, decision, next, next. I was already way ahead on the hamster wheel, and I felt like I was racing ahead and then having to come back, when if I was more in the present, things could be different. I just wasn't effective. I was okay, but I am a person that wants to strive for excellence. And I don't feel like I was being excellent to myself or to others.
And what have you tried in the past to fix this?
Exercise, speaking with doctors, getting things checked from a medical standpoint. I was also reading books. I was talking to mental health professionals to see if it was something from that regard. Also have a business coach, and was, speaking to him as well too. What do you think I should do? How do things differently? And it happened to be that I actually found this program because I am a member of Vistage. And Julie was a speaker there. And it was just right about the time I was hitting my tipping point and I was at the epitome or the top of my burnout. And it was like serendipitous that she was a speaker. And I'm like, oh my gosh, tell me more. And most of the time, when you start talking about emotions, heart, mind, body, then as my friend would say, that's hippy dippy shit. So not everyone's open to that. But Julie came to not only the mental, emotional, but the science behind it, and it made sense. And I said, okay, I need to harness triggers. I need to be able to have an emotional state of balance. I need to be able to not let things trigger me so I can be an effective leader, a better mom, to get better sleep. I crave something more. I'm like, yes, sign me up. I need to make changes in my life. And so that's where I got started with you.
And so what was different about this program based on what you had tried in the past?
The program, the academy on the weekly sessions, having something to test, to actually not, there were more metrics, I guess you could say, because we're all systems and process related in a lot of areas. There were systems and processes that we can measure, we can get back. Having coaching, where are you off track? I will say at the very beginning, I got into the program and I was hot to trot for like 2 months and I fell off the wagon. I'm like, okay, I don't have time to do my inner balance. I was starting to fall off the track. And honestly, Julie, you came to me and said, do you want to re-engage? How important this to you? What does this look like for you? And I just had another aha moment where I'm like, yes, this is extremely critical to me. And I need to make this a priority. And it's not hard. Everybody is busy, but you make a priority for what is important to you. And so I reshifted my focus and my energy, what is important. And I can carve out time to make this because this is going to have a greater effect on myself and everyone else who surrounds me. So Julie came in and said, I'm going to, let's refocus. I had 11 goals and let's focus it to top three. What could we change in the top three in the next 30 to 60 days? And we stuck to it. And I have felt a re-engagement. I went over through the program all over again, and going back into the academy and retaking my notes and going back. I don't know how many times I've gone on week 3 through week 6 and going, okay, there's more information here. I'm feeling low or I'm having a moment and I'm like, nope, I can pop in there or have a session or being able to jump into the group. Having accountability not only with you, Julie, but as other members that are also feeling this at different points in their stage with the performance, as well as their own personal goals or things that are going on with them, has been helpful. It's a community, and we're also to help each other.
Well, when you recommitted, you went on a whole different trajectory because your commitment was like a level 10 out of 10. And some amazing things started to happen for you after you committed. So can you
Thank
share
you.
with us what shifted for you in that level of commitment?
It was important to myself and my mental well-being. It was important to me to be a better mother and a wife. It was better for me to be a better leader. And I believe when you want good, positive things, things come to you. When you're scared and you have fear and you have desperation, people smell it on you and you don't want that. You want to be able to be a positive light in business. And when you are more open, things come to you when you give more great out to the world. So I felt more humbled. I have more peace. I have more clarity. I still go fast, but it is a more controlled pace. I never set it on cruise control. It's just I have more control of where I'm going and what I'm doing, and I just feel I can breathe, and I sleep better. I sleep better, and I'm starting to feel the difference. So that's helpful.
Would you say that you have more energy now?
I do. And when I don't have, or I'm feeling like I'm having a bad day where I'm like, ooh, the energy's off, and I go, okay, shift and reset. What can I do what's causing this. It's like when Julie, you would say, like, I buy a red sports car, you notice all the red sports cars. Well, now there is the awareness of where the sports car is. How is it running? What do we need to do? And so to be able to have that awareness to reset, what's the trigger? Usually it's not you, it's that external source, and how are you going to react to it? So that, I think that's one of the biggest things. Because I'm an Aries. I don't care who you are. Aries are fiery. We're a fire sign. We're fiery and back and forth. And I think I can just I've been able to harness that a little bit better and continue on. And I want to continue to grow this even more so. It's exciting to me. It's exciting. I'm sharing it with my team. I'm sharing this with others, either just minor techniques like we've learned, like the bunker in technique, the red light, green light language. Okay, what are things that are depleting your energy? It's easy to like tap into the negative stuff kind of first to see what's wrong and then look at the positive. So I'm starting to use that with my team, my children. I just, people are like, you told me about that red light, green light language, and this is fantastic. I had one person in my team the other day who's having a problem with a customer. It's like, I choose to make this fun and easy. We're going to get this over the finish line. We're going to make this happen. And, she said, if I didn't have this before, I would have been like freaking out or and the customer was upset at me. And I turned the whole course of the conversation around. And at the end of the conversation with the customer that she had on the interaction, he was like, well, thanks. This was much easier, and thanks for listening to me. And I'm sorry to be, I didn't mean to be so rude, but you were very nice about it. So thanks very much. I appreciate all the hard work you were doing. And I was like, win for my team. So it has a tenfold effect. It's going out into the world in other areas.
Wow, and you run a team and you're a mom of two younger children. How does this translate into being a better mom or being a better wife or being a better leader?
Patience. I see patience. I ask more questions. I'm just being more engaged in the moment and not thinking about, oh, business, I've got this and I've got these emails and I've got these proposals out and this. So I'm really trying to use my time. And when I need to shift to being a mother, I need to shift to being a business owner, that even though those things are still going on in my mind, I'm still trying to be present. I'm putting the electronics down more. I'm not in my phone all the time where mommy's on her phone for her emails. It's now where I'm fully being able to be present with them, and you have more interaction, and the memories are more precious. We're creating good memories, and we're having better
Wow.
conversations.
The presence is so big because think about how many parents are not there with their children. They may be there physically, but
But
mentally and
you're
emotionally.
there, but you're doing this. Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I hear you. And I've been able to put it down and go, so tell me why, the sandbox was not very nice today. Tell me why. Tell me why. What was your best? So I like to ask my children, what was the best part of your day? And what was the most difficult part of the day? And you get different questions all the time. So I would have never started asking those questions if I wasn't trying to be more present with others.
Wow. Really beautiful, really beautiful. Thank you for
Thank you.
sharing that. And I
Sure.
remember we had a conversation just about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks after you really doubled down on your commitment.
Hmm.
And you shared something with me, and we both got a little teary-eyed. And it
Yes.
was about a feeling that you had longed for a long time. You desired it, you wanted it, but you weren't able to access this feeling of peace.
Hmm.
And when
I
you
get
shared,
I get that a little bit. I get a little teary-eyed and tingly about it right now, even when you're talking about it. So yes, go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, can you share a little bit more about this feeling that you're able to actually sink into?
I think when you breathe and you take a moment different times throughout the day, you're able to be more at peace with yourself. And I always said I've been a very happy person in my life, and I go and I've got good energy, and I'm not a pessimist, I'm an optimist. But the hamster wheel that I was going on was not sustainable. And going through this program has allowed me to just, for the first time in, I think ever, I have a true sense of peace. I know that sounds very, emotional and touchy feely, but I think when you have inner peace with yourself and you give yourself latitude, you give yourself grace to be like, I'm not going to get all that done today, but it'll happen tomorrow. I'm not the most perfect person in these areas, but I'm working on it. And being able to have that, like, I am going to grow my business. I am going to have that revenue there, from the business standpoint to personally, having a sense of peace allows you to just be more grounded, think, act, feel, react better. And I'd never had that before. And I was like, wow, doors are starting to open up where I've always been pounding, 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 but my approach is different and there's an ease that I've never had that before. And I just, I've never had peace before. And I thought that I did, but I didn't. And now that I have it, there aren't words for it. There just isn't words for it. I don't know else how to say that, but it's delightful. And I hope others will accomplish it as well, because when you are amazing and you have peace in your life and you have peace in your heart, just things are very different. Things are different for you and everybody else around you. And Julie, you talk a lot about the force field, or the Taurus, is it the Taurus field? The Taurus field.
Yes.
And so I literally, when I'm having my balance sessions in my office or I'm by myself, I'm like, okay, who am I going to be touching today? Who's going to be interacting with me? And who are we going to be with each other in this moment? So, uh, it's, 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 it's delightful and it's loving. So I feel also, a better sense of, I'm a spiritual person, and I have religion in my life as well too. And I just feel that I'm more open to things, and I can hear things and be with myself a little bit better. So it's changed a lot. It's changed a lot.
So beautiful. So Monique, having this internal sense of peace, we're human beings. Life can be really stressful. There's going to be a time that you're going to feel stress in the future. Are you able to feel the stress and somehow the peace goes away, but can you get the peace right back? Or
I'm
does it
working on it. So sometimes it depends on the situation. Sometimes I'm aware and I can, like you would say, it's shift and replace and come back more quickly. Other times it's like, okay, hold on. I got to take a moment. I got to take a moment. We got this. How are we going to do this so that we can get back to making those decisions, making people happy and accomplishing what we need to do? So sometimes it takes a little bit longer. Um, but it's not where something would bother me for a day or many days afterwards, and I would keep bringing it up and keep rehashing it. Now it's in the moment. I can harness it and let's move on. So I don't have those lingering things days and days and weeks afterwards, or have this animosity on something. I can go, okay, we're good. We let it out, we pushed on, and we move forward. Next thing. So that's
wow,
been extremely helpful, powerful.
really powerful. And it sounds like you have the tools and techniques now to do this anytime, anywhere, no matter where you are. It's a lifetime skill. So
Yes.
6 years from now, if you're not feeling peace, you've got these tools to shift your internal state to come into peace, no matter where you are, who you're with, or what's happening in your external environment.
Absolutely. I would say that, sometimes my inner balance, I don't always have that with you, but the breathing techniques and being able to have that. And at first, when I started the program, you were like, well, you can do it when you're in a full room or doing, I'm like, how in the world am I going to be able to do that without my little thing on there and breathing and calming down? I'm like, this lady's crazy. Like, how in the heck am I going to be able to do that? But now that I'm doing it, I'm like, oh, I'm doing it more. And I didn't realize it because we're practicing. So those 10-minute sessions become longer, ongoing. And then there are a lot of times I don't have my inner balance, but I'm like, I can do this. Like, I'm doing it now as we speak. You're frustrating me. I'm breathing. I'm trying to come into coherence because I'm not going to kill you. It's okay. We
It's
got this.
inner state of being,
It
and we have
is. And
all, all the
you've
time.
given us tools. And so I was like, oh, now weeks, months later, I'm like, oh, I can do that. I can do what she said. Holy macaroni and cheese. This is amazing. So it's been helpful.
I would have to say you're becoming quite masterful at it.
No, I'm still an apprentice, I'm apprentice, but I'm working on it. So with your tutelage and just getting more of that and reading and doing these tools and just making it 5, 10, 15 minutes a day throughout the day does help. It does help tremendously. And so you make time for what is most important to you. In 10 or 15 minutes, you can make it happen. So that's,
Do you feel that this has saved you time in the long run? Has it
it
increased your
has.
productivity?
It has, because I'm able to focus better on projects. I can pivot with ease and know that where I stop and start is accomplished, both personally and professionally. I can pivot from business to personal, come back. I feel things that my productivity has definitely increased because I'm able to knock out projects more effectively in periods of time, giving more clearer direction to my team members on what needs to be done and holding things. The accountability is much greater for myself as well as for the rest of my team. So we're really knocking things out, in that regard. So yes, I would definitely say that because you can just focus. I don't feel so scattered even when I'm in like working on certain projects that I can only accomplish.
What percent would you say your productivity has gone up?
Uh, Probably 50, 60%, just
Wow.
because I was able to not rush. I'm still on track, but I can slow down, accomplish things really well. And I'm even finding I'm getting more of that project done in that period of time and then moving on to the next thing. So that's, I would say that for sure.
50 to 60% increased productivity, sleeping through the night, present with your employees, present with your children, present with your husband. Quite a transformation, Monique. Really
Yes.
beautiful transformation.
I,
And
it's a work in progress. It doesn't happen overnight, and it's just what's important to you. So I would say I started, I kind of fell off the wagon, but once and I'm like, wow, if we can just continue to engage and let the process run, it does make a change. It does really, it's what you want. You gotta want it. You gotta want it. You can't just say it, but you gotta want it. And if you want it, it's going to happen, and it's going to affect not only yourself, but it's going to affect others around you as well too.
that's the key. And as leaders, we know our energy affects other people. And
Yes,
so to have that peace, and we say it's a peace that surpasses all understanding,
it does.
right?
That's perfect, Julie. Good job. I like that. I'm
There's
going
no
to give that
words
to
for it.
my team. Yes.
We can't intellectually understand it, but we can experience the state of it. And the fact that you can access it on demand and you trained your internal system to be able to go there. What a gift you've given yourself.
Thank
Really
you.
beautiful. Your level of commitment is a testament to who you are and to what you were choosing in your life.
Well, thank
And
you.
so
Thank
it's
you.
been an absolute pleasure to work with you. Thank you for your commitment. Thank you for recommitting. And thank you for sharing your journey with other people. I hope that this
Absolutely.
others as well.
I hope it helps others that are experiencing things like myself. I'm sure we all in some capacity because when we take on an ownership or a leadership position, we take on a lot more, and we also have more accountability to ourselves and to others. And if we can be our best, as one person would say, who am I? When I have to show up, I'm not showing up for myself. Who am I showing up for? You, who is surrounding me today. And that's one of the things, if we can show up at our best for others, we're going to get so much better out of everybody else. And so I hope this will
Yeah.
help others
Yeah.
as it did for me.
And if you were to sum it up in one or two sentences, if you were sharing this with a friend, how would you sum it up?
Uh, that the heart and the mind and the body do have flow. And if we have awareness and we can harness our emotions and be aware of our triggers, we can shift and reset, and we can be better people for ourselves as human beings and for others that we touch.
So beautiful, so empowering, right?
Oh,
You're not dependent on anything outside of you. You're doing it
nope.
all in here.
Yep.
So
And
beautiful journey.
people will notice the change. They'll notice.
And they'll say, did you get your haircut? Did you do something different? Like, no, my energy's different. It's
That's
just,
right. And it's the energy and it is a difference. It is a huge difference in your energy.
well, thank you so much for sharing your journey. It's been a
Thank
pleasure.
you, Julie. I appreciate it. I've enjoyed the journey. So thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.